In the heart of Nigeria, in a dusty little town near Enugu, lived a 12-year-old boy named Chidi. He was full of life, loved football, mangoes, and making his friends laugh. But there was one thing he couldn't stand. English class. Not because he hated English, but because his pronunciation was always off. Whenever the teacher asked him to read out loud, the class would giggle. "Chidi," the teacher once sighed, "you said 3 free trees as tree flea cheese." The whole class burst out laughing. Chidi turned red and sat down. He wanted to speak English clearly, not to impress anyone, but to understand cartoons, rap songs, and one day, travel abroad. One evening, while helping his mother sell roasted corn by the roadside, he overheard a teenager with a speaker playing a YouTube video. She sells seashells by the seashore. The voice was fast, funny, and challenging. "What's that?" Chidi asked. "Tongue twister, bro, helps you speak fast and clear." Tongue twister. That night, Chidi ran home, borrowed his uncle's old phone, and typed English tongue twisters for kids. He clicked on a channel called Practice English Through Story. The video title said, "Can you say this without tripping?" He played it. A calm voice explained, "Tongue twisters are fun word puzzles that train your tongue, lips, and brain to work together. They improve your pronunciation, clarity, and speed. Repeat after me. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers." Chidi laughed. Who picked what? But he repeated it. Again. And again. He tripped. He twisted. He spat out nonsense. But he kept going. Every evening, he turned tongue twisters into a game. He would practice in front of the mirror, or while walking to school. By week 2, he could say, "A proper copper coffee pot." "Black bug bit a big black bear." He even challenged his friends. At school, Chidi became known as Mr. Tongue Twister. Instead of getting laughed at, he was now the one making others laugh, with his silly faces and speed talking. One day, the English teacher said, "All right, class. Anyone brave enough to try this one?" She wrote on the board, "How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?" The class gasped. Chidi raised his hand. "Let me try, Ma." He stood tall, took a deep breath, and nailed it, twice as fast. Everyone clapped. His teacher smiled. "Chidi, that was impressive. What's your secret?" He replied, "I learn with Practice English Through Story on YouTube. I practice every day before dinner." But Chidi didn't stop there. He began to create his own tongue twisters in Pidgin and English. He mixed local culture into them. One of his favorites was, "Chubby Chica chops chewy chicken at chili checkpoints." He made a notebook titled, "Twist Like Chidi." He drew illustrations. He challenged his uncles, his little sister, even his grandma. Evenings in his house became a competition, who could say the twist the fastest. Tongue twisters became a bonding activity. Learning English became fun. Speaking clearly became natural. Then came something unexpected. One day, a local youth radio station held a competition, the fastest tongue in town. A contest to see who could master English tongue twisters live on air. Chidi's classmates dared him to join. He signed up. He practiced for weeks with his YouTube lessons. He even recorded his voice and compared it to native speakers in the videos. The day of the contest came. His name was called. Next up 12-year-old Chidi Okonkwo. With confidence, Chidi stepped up to the mic and performed, Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry. Betty Botter bought some butter. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. He didn't stutter. He didn't freeze. He won. The prize? A scholarship for English-speaking classes at the city library and a brand new Android tablet. He cried on stage. Not because of the prize, but because a boy who once couldn't say 3 without stammering, was now teaching others how to speak clearly.